Hello.
Hello.
Saying hello, Paul.
Hello.
I love
We're
it.
here again in the chaos, but yeah.
We're having a more consistent location now, though.
I know I told you I'm project manager now, aren't I? So
Yeah.
this is the site manager's office
You
here.
didn't see my photo, by the way. I sent you the photo.
Oh, Paris, aren't I?
You're gonna see it now.
Oh,
Freddie made those.
oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, he put them on this morning. Should be making them all week. It's my
Oh my god, they're
So-
amazing.
so
He's
people
your lad.
people who are seeing this, just so you like know what we're talking about. So yeah, it's just my son. Photo of my son in a pair of dungarees.
He's so cute. Oh my gosh, my hair, by the way,
So
my hair is a pure bird's nest
it
because
does
we've
actually
got
look like a bird's nest.
it is actually pure birds. It hasn't been brushed for a week, but it's got leave-in treatment on it, and it's our headshots tomorrow. We're getting new headshots.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I thought I'm not washing my hair today. I'll leave it like this, and I'll wash it tomorrow, so it's all fresh.
I'll need to have that one because I've literally just updated my website with your old headshot. So I'll need your.
I'm doing new ones, and Heidi's up this week.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's coming up for the week. She's staying with me.
She sent me a really funny message because I've got like two TikTok accounts. I've got an old TikTok account that I had, which was like 17,000 followers on it. And then I got a new one that I set up that's like 200 people, not 1,000 by the way, guys, just 200 people. And that's my new one. But I've got to the point where I was like, you know, I can't be arsed with trying to grow another one. So I went back to the old one and followed Heidi, and then she just literally sent me this barrage of abuse. You fucking what? You only just follow me now. I was like, no, there's an old one. That's what they all say. So it's like,
Oh, I'm so excited for it to come up. Like we've got a full week of the
good
full
fun.
team, the full team being together. Like we're going to Aviva for a day, like to look at claims and more detail about cover and stuff, and to meet some of the like underwriters and things. And a day out in York,
Yeah.
and then we've got then we're meeting with Vitality and going out for some dinner and going over their new, like in more detail again, like their new offering and things, and get more of an understanding. New headshots, some new videos, and then what's the other thing we've got? We've got something else as well, and there's something else, and so it's a very hectic
has it
week.
been a year since you did the last one in the? It's got to be more than a year now.
Where for what?
When you did the ones in that the funny photos and that where you all met together.
Just literally coming up here, yeah.
Wow.
Because remember Chloe come over.
Yeah, I
and
was going to
she's
say she surprised you.
Yeah, and Ronnie's just gone one on the 15th of June. So yeah, coming up here.
Madness. That is absolutely crazy.
So we're nearly a year in anyway, so we need some new headshots and stuff. So we're getting that done. But yeah, 6 months into the shirt, it's crazy.
So that's what I want to talk about today. And we talk about, say, the halfway through the year. So, yeah. I mean, are we halfway through the year? Oh, we are,
Yeah.
July. Yeah.
It just literally it never ever goes to plan. Like what you have in your head, never ever what happens. It always goes off like on course. Which is not wrong with that because it doesn't. The plan changes sometimes without realizing it needs to. But honestly, this month I did a post last week about it, but my staff absolutely blew me away. Like they were amazing. Like what a month June was. Insane. Like we've been doing, I was a little bit apprehensive about doing it, but I asked the girls and they said they want to do it. We started doing like advisor of the month, you know, like an incentive
Yeah.
of whoever does, not necessarily the most money, because it's not about that, like whoever's improved the most, whoever's gained more confidence, whoever's done really good content, blah blah. And Becca won it last month because she absolutely smashed a target. Like she had a target and she just smashed it, and she did all the things she was going to do, and she was consistent. And then this month all of them have been amazing in their own way. You know, like they've all done, like Becca got the biggest pay she's had, and it was like life-changing, unbelievable. You know, like one of those
Yeah.
pays, like it made me
That
emotional.
first ones, isn't it? Where I love that. Like, I know what you mean. Those moments of like, when you realize like, wow, this, if I continue doing this is my life. Well, you know, look where you are now. And we've all had those. I've had them where those moments, you know, that moment when you're like, I just made more in this month than I've made in like however many. Like I remember doing my first one. I'm sure you've had it where it was like, in 3 months I've made more than I would make in a year.
Like that's where it was one of those, and I was like, that was amazing for me to do, like for the first time. And then Heidi was the same. Heidi had another, like Heidi's always quite consistent in terms of like a content and things, but the like actual submitting policies and processes and stuff, like this month she nailed it. I'm gonna sneeze. Bless me. And then Jess had some really bad news in the family, but she still got herself, like she had some time off and got herself back up and back on it, which is really, really hard. Like when you've had some like bad news that changes, massively like circumstance. It takes a lot to say, right, I've got to get back to it now. So I was really proud of her for that. Beth's like not. It's been a massive adaptation for Beth, because obviously she had a baby, she started a new career, she's trying to juggle being a mum and working and getting her head around a new thing. And this month, I think she really come into her own. Like, I think it's starting to really, like, she's starting to see how she could do it long term, as in create a career from it and like manage to do it. Like, she came into her own with it, which it paid off. She deserves it because she has put a lot of work into it. But Meg won Advisor of the Month because, honestly, Ash, that girl has been through hell this month,
I saw that video of her coming into your house and she was like, no.
She's had a nightmare. She's had a nightmare. Like,
everyone has. And I think, gosh. Yeah.
It's just like, and you know what I love? Like, and they all of the girls. So in the end, there was that, like all those reasons. Like Meg has had a nightmare of a month, but she's stayed consistent. She hasn't got down. She hasn't like started mourning. She's just went, it's what it is. Got to get on with it. And she's really, really like grafted and tried to put everything right, which is like unbelievable. Like, that is hard. That is a hard thing to do. And then she came here that time when I videoed her on Instagram. And she sat there from 9 o'clock till 7 o'clock, just waiting on HSBC, trying to get in because she didn't want to let this client down. Like, and that to me, people don't see that background work. And she's done that. She's not getting paid a penny for doing that, not a pence, right? She was a waste of a day because the rates were pulled. Like, she sat for 9 hours at the table doing nout, like doing other bits of background work, but really she couldn't leave because if she left, the Wi-Fi would go off. So she said, I have to stay here. And she stayed here till 7 o'clock, got pulled. She hasn't got paid a penny for that. She woke up the next day, she was at a wedding. She got up at 6 o'clock, she was leaving at 9, and she got straight back into the queue and sat and was on the way to the wedding, took a laptop to get it done.
What, and like connected it with a phone and just kind of sat in the...
Like that to me, she's not getting paid to do that. Like, she could have easily just went, right, I'm going to put them with NatWest. Do you know what I mean? Like, she could have made it a lot easier for herself, but she didn't because she wanted to do what was right. So anyway, I'd said to like I'd wrote out on the morning this big message about like each of them, like basically what I've just said, summarised. And I said, I can't decide who deserves it. So I want you to tell me. And like,
all but Meg.
All but one said Meg, because they said she's always pushing through. Her content's amazing. Like, Meg's content is class.
I've seen it. Like, I actually give shout out to Meg there on this. Like, this obviously content being my field. Like, she is out there at the moment. Like, out there. Like, I see her every day. Like, every day I open my phone, and it's massively improved as well from where it was. Like, it's really clean. It's crisp. It's to the point. I keep seeing it, and that is always a good sign for me. Like, I'm always looking at who is like up and coming, and who, in the mortgage space, who is the people who are like really starting to appear. She's doing really well. I'm really impressed.
She's doing amazing, and considering that this is her first experience of the industry, when she started and got signed off, the next literally 3 days later, the market went into basically nobody bought. Everyone dropped out of houses. Everyone stopped. Everything was pulled. Then it went all right again. Then it's went through, and it's just done this the whole time. And she's like, "This is off at this. This is mental." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And I like I say it where I got to feel awful because obviously she left a full-time job, blah blah. And she's like, "Carla, I love my job. Like, I love what I do. I don't care." And I just think to have that mind frame and stay so focused and positive and just keep doing what I'm saying to do, like, it's unbelievable. Not many people would be able to do that. So she won, and it was the best month in terms of, like, it makes me feel awkward saying stuff like this because I don't like it, but in terms of like profit and the business, by far the best month. But it was it was just amazing to see them, you know, like and they're a proper, like our like little group chat. It's class because like say they've got a client that they don't know something on, they'll put it in and then we'll help. And it's like more of it's starting to really feel like it's a team now, you know, like as if we're all helping each other. Like someone does something and everyone's like, oh, that's class that. But we do it because they want to, not because I'm telling them they have to. So like I'm not saying you have to support each other. The only thing I say that they need to do is that they've got something underwriting wise that's unique or they haven't come across it before, to put it in so that we can reference it next time. Like it's good to have like, I don't know, like say like yesterday, Jess had someone who was driving 35,000 business miles and she asked if anyone knew a provider that was good or bad, and she wanted to put in the Guardian, and then she put in actually they don't ask. So that was something we didn't know. Do you know what I mean? So it's like that. But in terms of the business and where it's going, obviously after last week's episode about processes and getting things in place, my ass needs to get in gear for that. And then I'm just gonna, honestly, I feel as if I'm at a point where once I've got all of the stuff written and down, so it's official and it's set in stone, I feel as if the team's in a good position where I could take on more staff and I could have my like, you know, my four main advisors, like protection advisors, and they could help at like training, and it would be more of a, you know, you're passing down like good habits, you know, like not just getting them in.
Yeah, the culture and stuff is starting to become part of it, isn't it? And stuff like that. You're starting to see, which I think is exciting. But you've put work, and it is a year on. It is a year on.
Yeah, it is. Like it's officially probably from September, November time, because the first couple of months they weren't really like, some of them were still in jobs, some of them were still doing training.
So they're all full time now. They're all full time.
All officially.
Wow.
Everyone's been officially signed off full time since about March, or not April, since April.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they were all full time, because that's changed. Yeah, since I've spoken to them, because I last spoke to them all obviously on here, chatting to them all. But they that's wicked.
So it's like you can properly see the difference now. You can start to really see that it's a team, and it's amazing. And I just obviously what I wanted to do originally at the beginning of this year was, by the end of it, like, you know, I'd said I want 30 staff by the end of the year. That was my aim. Yeah. And I don't want that now. Like I don't, like when I said on my post the other day, like I don't want to be the biggest, I want to be the best. Like I do. Like that's what I think that's more important than me having a massive team. I want to have the best people doing the best job.
I agree. I do agree. You should read a book called Company of One. That's what the Company of One. Yeah, that's what you were saying there. It sounds. So you're saying, you know, you don't want to be the biggest, you want to be the best. Well, that's what the whole book is about: being the best at something, not the biggest. And he's saying, like, the Company of One concept is, people think it just means being yourself, but it doesn't just one on your own. So it does, but it also actually means that you can apply it to large organizations. But it's about not choosing growth for the sake of growth, but instead choosing the right things that drive the best customer outcomes and being the best.
So,
like,
so it's like that's why I was a bit hesitant about, because when I was like under other networks to do like scores, you know, where like you watch your score, what you're going to do, and I feel as if not everyone's motivated that way, and it's not I don't think it's a good thing to try and instill in people that you need to hit a target, because then you're doing it because you need to, rather than because you're doing what's right for the client. So I was like a little bit, I don't know whether I want to do that. So I asked them, I said, what do you think? And they said it would be nice to be able to sort of push each other on and feel as if we're working towards something, as long as we're not going to get marked down for it. And I was like, no, you won't get marked. You won't get marked down for it. It's just like, so I suppose more on the personal side of things, that you can see your progression, like from what you start to where you're at now. So Meg does, like, every month, Meg does a, oh, that's amazing. I know it's gosh, so the Alba's plaque for a bedroom's just been delivered to class. Sorry, it's hard to do 3 things at once. So Meg started doing this where she's tracking the scores, but not as in like, why haven't you hit that? What have you done? It's like more to see, like, they did this last month, you've done it, let's do this next month. And then like whoever you can see who's struggling where. And like Meg didn't get the best results this month, but she still got advisor of the month because on another side of things, she's
Putting the work.
So it's like, I feel as if when people are driven only by scores, you're gonna make bad decisions as an advisor because you're trying to hit scores, you're trying to get over the line, you're trying to hit a certain target. This isn't about working out who's the best advisor. It's about making sure that you've just in your own head, you've got a little bit of a. I suppose it's like when you want to lose weight. You know, if you don't have you might not have an end goal weight, but you know you just want to slowly lose a bit of weight every month.
Yeah.
Type of thing. You don't know what you're working towards, but you just want to know you're getting there. You're making progress. Yeah. Which I think, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what other people think because everyone works differently, and that's the thing in this industry, especially. We all see all the great things, but the bits and shit in between, you don't really see a lot of. Like,
no. People don't talk about those type of things. It's quite funny, actually. You say they don't talk about it is just a lot of rah, look at me. I do the best scores and not much else. And I think that it's actually this type of stuff that's really interesting.
Yeah, and like staff retention, like I've said from the beginning, like I know, like with you, if I was going to get staff who were going to, I'd rather have 10 staff that were going to earn me less money and earn the business less money, but were consistent and gave good service and were here, than have 5 superstars who are going to earn me a fortune and be massive amounts of like put loads of score through, because you'd rather have the good staff there for a long time. Like the staff for me, I'd rather, if staff start leaving, there's an issue with me. That's what I believe.
Costs you a lot more money as well. If staff leaves, it ends up losing. It's not a good thing. You want good. If you've got happy staff, you'll get happy customers. It's pretty straightforward, to be fair.
Yeah. So
I love it.
Yeah, June's been good, but next 6 months are going to be very, very intense because they're going to be, like we've just been saying before we come in here, it's not going to be the fun. It's going to be the shit I hate doing.
Yeah, it is. As we were saying, is you've got to do. I was like, it's just pre-warning you, wasn't I?
I can't be asked. I really can't be asked.
I know what you're like as well. We've worked together too long for me to know. I was like, this is what I think you need to do.
I do.
Good luck.
I've got to take it back, strip it back, and start again and see, because you don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again. But honestly, I cannot be asked to strip it back. But I'm going to. I will.
I'm excited. I'm excited because I tell you what, I'll put this out on here. I'm very excited because what we did and how we built you to where you are now is built on kind of an older version of the internet, the way it ran. Everything's very different now. Now we've got AI. None of this stuff was happening when we first started trying to build you out as you before the protection parent. So I'm excited to kind of go back, rip everything back to the studs and be like, how can we put an already really good brand, a very well-known brand now in the industry, and underpin it with even better systems and processes, which you hate doing. So that's going to be the best bit. But like, I think I want to say on this show now, like, I like watch this space because I think that it's going to be pretty. This time next year, you'll be entirely as you are every single time. You are unrecognizably different. You've gone through so many different metamorphoses and changes and evolutions.
What's that animal that changes all the time? Is it a moth?
Yeah, that's what it is. Metamorphosis. It's a caterpillar that goes into a butterfly.
If that only happens once, doesn't it? Isn't the one that always hibernates and reborns itself?
I don't know. There's a phoenix that comes from the ashes. The phoenix that is the bird that dies and comes back to life.
I'm sure there's an animal.
You don't want to be a phoenix because a phoenix means in the industry thing, that's like somebody who kind of bails out and it kind of sucks. And then it's like, but they don't seem to ever, just keep coming back.
Maybe it is a butterfly or one.
Butterfly is the one that goes, they're like caterpillar. Then they kind of
skin and restart.
Yeah, that's a butterfly. The snake does that. You don't want to be a snake.
Any of those animals. I don't want to be any of those.
Well, you don't want to be a butterfly.
No, because I'm sure that only happens once. I'm sure
it does only happen once. Yeah, they don't go back to becoming
a 7 times. So that's what I'm saying. I thought there was an animal that does it over and over again.
You are a phoenix butterfly.
Yeah, well, one of them. But yeah, when parting words, anyone who knows what that animal is, let me know.
There you go. I love it.
But rebirth it again now.
I think it's a phoenix, but yeah, put that in the comments. Put that in the comments, and don't put in the comments something like, "Oh, I wish I was that chair."
Don't. That is Can I just say that it's not acceptable on a LinkedIn business site, I'm afraid. For
What is that?
for that person who put, I would love lucky chair. No, that's not all
That
right.
is LinkedIn, isn't it? That is LinkedIn for you. That is not
Absolutely.
always LinkedIn, so good, but that is the cesspit bit of LinkedIn.
Shit, it is. It's a shit. Like absolute joke. But yeah.
Anyway, that's our parting words.